All right. So the way that once you've downloaded the Excel sheet from the website, you can upload it to your Google Drive. So you'll go to your Google Drive, you'll go to New, you'll go to File Upload, right? You'll find where the file is. So I click on the file, I say Open. So you'll make sure that you're in your home drive, right? And you should have the file there. So you can double click on that. Once you double click on that, so once you have it open, it's saved as Google Sheet. You'll click on File, and you'll scroll down to Save as a Google Sheets. So that will create a different format. It's better to use this in Google Sheets, since if you're using Google Sheets, I mean, of course, if you're using Excel, you should be able to use that too. I haven't tested it in Excel, so you'll just want to make sure that it's working. But yeah, it's set up so you can have it in Google Sheets. You probably actually want to have it in Google Sheets, just because the intent is that you can share that link with your players so that they can go look at things. All right, so once you have loaded the Excel sheet, it looks like this. So now I'm just going to kind of go through how this Excel sheet works, how you can add players, just kind of what you're going to do, and how I suggest using the Excel sheet. So, right, you have 3 tabs. You have the Stats tab, you have the Data Input, and you have the Score Sheet template. Right, the Score Sheet template is the same template that I have on the website. However, as you start to run this, you actually might want to pre-fill in some of this stuff to help make data input easier. Maybe there's something that you want to change. So it is here so that you can change it if you want, right? And then you can print it right from here. So right, if I did File, Print, right, it gives me a print preview. Fit to width should give you something fine. You can always print more sheets too if you want. So that is there. And I'll show you how I think you might want to modify it in a minute. Right, data input, this is just a blank form. So this is where you input the data. I color coded the cells, right? So green cells, those are cells that you should not change what's in them, right? If you change what's in them, it could screw up the formulas. So you want to leave the wording the way it is. You just want to leave what's in those cells alone. Blue cells, those are cells that you're going to change. Those are where you're going to actually put the players' names. And then, right, yellow cells are where you put the individual event data. And you have your actual stats. So, right, what I envision happening is, right, you're going to print this blank form to start off with. You're going to take it to your event. Players are going to fill in their names. And then someone is going to have to take that piece of paper and actually come put it into the system. So once they have that piece of paper, what I would suggest doing is you can actually, let's see here, you can go to the data input and you can just start filling in people's names. So we got Chuck. So you'll actually need to put in the name multiple times. So I put it in once. If you just do a copy paste, right, that's gonna make the lines not look as nice. It's just a visual thing. It doesn't really matter. I don't like to do that. So I actually will Control C, copy it, and then I'll do special paste and do values only, which apparently is Control Shift V. So right, so then I can just do Control C, Control Shift V, Control Shift V, Control Shift V. Right, so then I put their name in there. I can do Sarah. Right, I can Control C, Control Shift V, Control Shift V, Control Shift V. Right, so this is a little tedious, especially the first time, but you kind of get the idea. We'll put Tim in there. Right, and I can always just type it in. We'll do Sam. All right, so I've started to fill it in, right? Each of these big black lines that distinguishes where you have to make a break between the different players. So, right, so I've input 4 players here. This is set up to have, I think, up to like 40 players. If you need more than that, you can put more in. It's just currently set up for 40. So if you are going to do that, what I suggest doing is you go all the way down to the bottom. You notice down at the bottom, there's this line here that says add new players above this line. So for each new player you want to add, you can highlight the rows, and then you can right mouse click. So you want to highlight these ones above that add new player, and you can say insert rows below, right? So that inserted the rows below. You can highlight those again, hit Control C, click this right here, Control V, right? It's now added a new player in there. A couple things, you don't want to do it below here because the formulas over here aren't smart enough to update if you put it below. But if you put it in between, they are smart enough to update. So that's why you want to put it in between above this where it says add new players. Let's see here. So that's how you can put more players in if you need more than what I've already put in the template. Let's see here, similar story if you are going to add more events. I put like 100 events in here. So if you're doing more than that, power to you. But just add the event before the last event that I put here, right? So if I want to add more events, I would right click here. I'd say insert column to the right, and then I would select that column again, hit Control C, select here, Control V, right? So that just helps the formulas know that, hey, I have to include this data. So just something to keep in mind. All right. So now that I have my names, right, I can go back to my sheet. I can say, oh, Chuck, right? Let's say this one was Chuck. Let's see here. So we got Sarah. So I'm gonna, let me highlight these real quick, Control C, go over here. I'm gonna paste them here. So I'm gonna use Control Shift V again. Right, so I got Sarah. I've got, oops. I've got Tim. Right, and I've got Sam. Right, and I can't actually click this, but right, so it's gonna look something like this, right? And they're gonna have these ticked off. So when I have my sheet, I'll go back here and I'll say, oh, Sam, right? Sam scored. His team won one of the rounds, so he got 5 points. Right? Sam tagged out 5 other players, so that's great. Sam, let's see here. So Sam, he got tagged out once, and he participated in this event. Right? So that's me filling out all the information for, oh, I guess this was Chuck. This was Chuck. I filled out all the information for Chuck. So then I go and do the same thing for Sarah. Say she got 10. Say she only got 3 tags out. Let's say she got 0. Oh, I tried to just hit enter. Didn't work. I'm actually using the drop down. And yes, they attended the event. Perfect. So we got Tim. Tim got 0 points. He got 6 tags. He got tagged out twice. Yes, he attended the event. Right, so there you go. Okay, so now I've filled in all the data, okay? But, right, it's not populating over here, so what do I have to do? So I go over here. I can, again, select all the participants, hit Control C, go over my stats. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to hit Control V, or right, I can do right click, special paste, values only. either of those work. Right, I'm gonna highlight these and I go data, data cleanup, remove duplicates. I'm just gonna do, okay, yeah. Column Q, remove duplicates. All right, so that removed all my duplicates. I can then, again, copy this. I'm going to, again, come over here, click, let's see here, I am going to click on special paste, values only. That way I just keep the nice formatting that I already have in there, right? And you can see that now it starts to populate it, right? So Chuck had 5 tags to his death ratio. Tim had 3, Sam had 2, Sarah was immortal. In other words, when it says 0, I told it to just say that they're immortal. So, right, those people that never got tagged out. Right now, I can copy it. Again, I can do Control-Shift-V, 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 Control-Shift-V. Right, so I can fill in all my players here. Right, these aren't ordered yet, so that's the next thing that we're going to have to do. I can go ahead and go over here, delete those. All right, so if I had more players, I would fill in these. If I don't have more players, then I can go ahead and delete these. So highlight those cells, delete rows. I'm keeping that bottom one because I wanted it, so I'm actually going to change this to Sam. And then Control-C, Control-V, 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 Control-V. Just keeping my nice formatting, and I'll actually go back and delete that row. All right, so Sam's not in there twice. And you do need unique names for each player. The 2 players cannot have the exact same name, so whether or not you have to use initials or something else, you do need unique names. So now I want to go and sort these. So what I'll do is you click on this column, you'll go data, create a filter, you'll click on here, and you sort A to Z, right? And then you can do data, remove filter. Then you go to the next one, data, create filter, you're gonna filter it Z to A, right? Data, remove filter, click the next one, create filter, Z to A, data, remove filter, next one, data, create filter, Z to A, data, remove filter, data, create filter, Z to A. If you know how to do macros, you can actually write a macro to do this, but I don't think I can write it and get it to upload very easily, so I left it as is. So yeah, so now these are all in order, right? Tim has the most average tags per event. Sarah has the most average league points per event. Tim has the most total tags, right? And Sarah has the most league points, right? And that was just one thing. So now let's say they go to another event, right? So Chuck gets 5 again. We'll say he gets 3. He doesn't get tagged out this time. Yes, he went to the event. We'll say Sarah got 5, but she got 5 tags this time. But she died twice. Right, she went to the event. 5 points. Let's say Tim continued to do really well, tagged a lot of people out. This time Tim only got tagged out once. All right, so we got Sam, we got Chuck, Sarah, Tim, Sam, so they all participated, they all did really well. But hey, you know, someone that wasn't there the first event, they wanted to join in too, so we're gonna add in George. And I just felt like typing his name. All right, so George joined in, right? No, George did not participate in this event. You don't actually have to fill that in. You can just leave it blank, but I just put no. Right, George got 5 points. He got 4 tags. He got tagged out twice. And yes, he participated in the event. Right, so now if I go back, right, I look here, my stats have changed. Right, they've been updated to include those other events. So let's look at, right, Tim, he went from 6 to 13. Apparently I gave them all the same number of tags, and so everyone else has 8. Right, but you see that George isn't in here. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna click here, I'm gonna right mouse click, I'm gonna insert a row above. I just have to insert it in the middle somewhere. I'm gonna put George. Got to make sure that it matches. So George. Oops. I can pull this down, or I could have just copied it. So then I'm gonna copy this, put that there, put that there, put that there. Okay. So now those are all input. And so I can go back, I can redo all my filters. So right, I can data, create filter, sort A to Z, data. Okay, so that's how you update it. And then, right, you can share this Excel link with people so that they have read-only rights. And then they can go look at, hey, how am I doing in the stats, right? Looks like Chuck's leading the ratio on tag to deaths, but Tim is leading the ratio on average tags per event. So just some different statistics that they can go look at. So one thing I would suggest, right, as you get more players in the events, I would actually go in and fill in this form so that those players who are regularly playing, they already have their names filled out here. That way, when you get the form and you go to input the data, it's already in the order that you want. It just makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, so get rid of that. I can delete those. So yeah, hopefully that is helpful. Yeah, if there's issues you're having, go ahead and put some comments in the comment section, and we'll see what we can do. Thanks so much.